Yo, what's up, aliens? AHEE here with another tutorial. So today I'm going to be doing another track breakdown of my tune Bug Eater that was just released on Sleeveless Records, my friend Stylust's record label. And this track is just, it was sort of a surprise for me. I went through so many different iterations of it, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. Here, I'll play a little bit of the drop if you guys haven't checked it out already. Okay, so what's going on in that drop right there? First of all, I got a super simple kick and drum pattern there. Though we could hear right at the beginning, there's that sort of rip sound. That's that. It's actually some duct tape right there. What have I done with the duct tape? I've OTT'd it and then boosted all these EQ marks on here. Why did I do that? Let's look at span. Why did I do that? I guess I was like trying to make it fill up the spectrum a little bit more. You can see it's got a pretty good shape there, you know, for duct tape ripping. You know, I go over in so many videos like what kind of EQ shape I'm looking for, where it's like it goes from, it goes from the high end down low. There's a gap there and then low space there. But yeah, that's a fun little sound effect. And you can see in here, this project's a little bit sloppier than a lot of my other ones. But you can see here I had all these different layered snares and kicks and whatnot. But then you can see they're all muted over here. I just sort of kept these two ones over here. And I was just like, okay, those sound the cleanest and we're good. Here, let me play it with all the different layers I had originally in here. It didn't work out. Let's listen in context. Maybe it doesn't sound terrible, but I don't know, something to me about it, just keeping it super simple. It just gave it this darker, edgier vibe to it, and it was super clean. Did I have any post-processing? Yeah, I put my Magic Fat Rack, just a little bit of fatness there. So without it, what would it sound like without it? Yeah, just boosting it a bit right there. This is actually doing quite a bit of reduction there too. Oh, sorry. Sometimes the plugins load a little weird on. Yeah, so it's doing like, yeah, -6 some odd gain of reduction there. So that's pretty hefty. Sometimes I'll have that go directly to the master, but in this one, I wanted it a little bit cleaner. All right, now let's look at this bass. What's going on here? So there's a couple different things going on. So there's this reverse zappy thing, of course, OTT'd it, and then this initial like rhythmy hit. How did we make that? It is made that. Oh, you can, that little, you know, I think I rendered this down to audio. Yeah, look, there's the chink, and then that's why I rendered it down to audio, is to get rid of that little chink in there. But if we break down this sound, it's like, what if I just take all these effects off? It's like I'm trying to, so I've got that sound. I try to make it as messy as possible. And then, now I can't remember which ones I added there. There we go. Yeah, it's like the filter with the all pass is like doing this like weird spectrally mess to it, as well as the hyperdimension. The EQ is actually like adding in sort of a vowliness to it. Yeah, and then of course the OTT compressor, and then just distorting the heck out of it. And then what's that main bass? So here's the main bass. So how was that made? So here's the original Serum. Okay, so this is interesting. It looks like it's just got like a continuous pattern. Oh, look, okay, here's the Serum patch. It's just a solid wave. I'm just kidding. There's a couple things. It's going through a phaser and then a filter phaser. So without these was, wow, just the phasers. Okay. Wow, that really adds a lot of character. So you can see the resonance is pretty up high, and I'm affecting the high end, but it's somehow also affecting the low end. Yeah, let's keep it at that rate. You can see the... Oh, that doesn't do that much, but... Oh yeah. The depths and frequency seem to do quite a bit there. Let's put that depth back. Yeah, so that just on a saw does quite a bit. And then what have I done post-processing wise? I've added saturator, this auto chop. Oh my goodness, it's just a straight saw and then the choppers adding in the pattern. Wow, okay. And then yeah, I got the magic box and the fat rack on there, and then I'm boosting the highs. And then I rendered that down to audio down here, and then I think I was listening to it just all the way. And it just didn't have like the same... Yeah, it just sounded really cool there. Oh yeah, and then look at this, those reverb automations at the end of the phrase to fill up that empty space. It's almost like a call and response. Oh, for sure, between. There's the call, response. Call, response. Call, response, yeah. I just love adding in those little gaps there. It helped break it up. And also you can see here, actually, again, this is a bit of a messier project. You can see an old drop that I had in here. Let's listen to this old drop. What did that entail? And that's pretty sick too. But I think I just liked the other one more. You know, it went along with that nasty kind of theme. Maybe I'll go back and repurpose that sound for another song. What else we got in here for the fills? What's this? This is some FM'd sawtooth with some noise on top. And then, yeah, that low pass filter is actually doing quite a bit there just to get rid of the top end. But yeah, it's about just like making it noisy, but not too noisy. I mean, that's going all the way. But it's the removal of the top end frequencies here that sort of like makes this sound palatable. Because like that's not super interesting. That just like makes it fit into the sonic palette of this song a little bit more. Make it sound. This is I've done this technique several times, but this one is actually just here. It's like this sound. Just such a dope sample, but I have basically gone down here and just warped it and stretched it out as far as it could go, and just keeping it in transience mode just affects how it warps, and it just sounds like these glitches. Another thing, I might put it to texture sometimes. Get some really cool sounds that way, but in this case I kept it on beats. What else is going on here? Oh yeah, there's this sound. What is that? I think this is just a preset that I got from this Gravitas Create. Yeah, it just sort of worked, and then after that put it down here, put it into audio, boosted the low end, OTT'd the heck out of it. What does that look like? Yeah. Just really wanted those low mids in there. Oh, did I mute the main bass? Yeah, I did. Add that back in there. And look, you can see I've really boosted the heck out of that. And is there anything here? I guess there's no really effects here except for like the this radio thing.
Okay, Tony,
it's like painting up the drop right there. Yeah, I love doing that to like play like a muted, filtered version of the drop before the drop. Just, you know, it gives this like sense of like foreshadowing. You know, it's like you're telling a story. And that's what a lot of like my tracks, what I try to focus on, like this one is telling this story of bugs. And so here I've got this really long sample. It's like a news anchor talking about bugs. And I try to go through and I try to find like what are the plot points in this narrative. And I go through and I find the plot points and I like incorporate them.
Okay, Tony, you just ate a bug.
So that sets up the premise.
What do they taste like?
There's a question.
They're really crunchy.
Oh, there's an answer.
It's like Cheetos or Cheez-Its.
Another.
They're really good.
And almost a resolution. But then there's a response from the...
Okay, Tony, you just ate a bug.
And here's her response.
Okay, Tony.
And then the drop. Yeah, there's the bug eater. And then, you know, I had to add in a little...
Really crunchy.
Just, I think that's funny.
Really crunchy.
It's so funny because it's like such a hard track, but it's got like humor in it. I like doing that sometimes. These rave sounds, where'd these come from? Oh yeah, this is from my Rave Reimagined pack. I don't know why I did that. I think I was trying to extend the reverb on it in the sample, but I don't know. I don't think I really needed to do that. You know, I added this rap vocalizer on it. It actually helped it out a lot. That's pretty neat. And also you can see here, I really boosted this up and it's going directly to the master. I remember I made a pre-master of this song and this thing sounded ridiculously way too loud in the pre-master. But in the master, when everything's limited, it's nice to have something that is too loud because then with the limiting everything, it gets pushed back down. And it just didn't sound the same without that sort of excess limiting on it.
Really good.
And it pushes like everything else down in the mix as well. What are these weird little... Oh, this comes from some Subtronics sample pack. That sound. Oh, we didn't cover this sound. Oh, that sounds gnarly. Okay, so if we take off the saturation, OTT, open it up in Serum, we can see here I've got some sort of weird shape. I don't know how. I think, I'm not sure how I got that. What does this sound? I think I was just trying to mess up Serum and like come up with a broken sound. What does this sound like at other octaves? I have a feeling it's gonna sound more like something. Yeah, just a low end is just super messy, but sort of in this creative way and just like distorting it. OTT just did it. It's super messy in a good way. Yeah, just going along with that, those rave sounds over here. Where are these? Do I use these at all? I guess in the breakdown over here. It's just a sample or a preset. But yeah, and then boosting it. That's so much of what my sound is distortion and OTT and boosting the heck out of it using the Magic Box or the Fat Magic Rack. So many goodies can be made out of that. Oh yeah, there's some like monkey chant in the background. Oh, I got to take some classes where I learned Balinese monkey chant in college, so I always have an affinity for that. If you haven't seen it, definitely check out, like, look up Monkey Chant Baraka, I think is like some film on YouTube, but you'll get to see it in full effect. It's so freaking cool. What else we got going on here? Some sub bass.
What do they taste like?
A lot of effects going on here. So you can see here, I actually have a different kick and snare for the verse than for the drop. And then, yeah, some other drum percussion going on there.
What do they taste like?
to like set a vibe. It's like, you know, I'm trying to set like a tribal dubstep kind of vibe with this one right here, you know, where I'm trying to find an exotic sound, you know, that's like feels adventurous. Lots of oh, here's this. This is a cool one. I think that's from a Kyoto sample pack. This stuff was awesome. You can see some cashmere effects down in there too. But yeah, what's going on with this second track?
Okay, Tony, you just ate a...
Okay, so I think a big part of this track is like that setup of the drop beforehand. So, you know, this is sort of could be a mixing section, breakdown, a bit ravey, but like I'm in the jungle rave, you know? So yeah, got some breaks there. Oh, I've put the rap vocalizer on the breaks. That's pretty cool. But yeah, it's like that space of this one. Just using that as a vibe transition from one section to the next and hinting at the next section with this like filtered in version of the bass.
Okay, Tony, you just ate a funk.
Now with this, I think what I did, I'm not entirely sure, but I think no. Yeah, I thought I had like changed the timing of them. But it might be just from the original patch. Oh, I know what I did. So check this out. I actually upped the rate of the auto chopper because if you remember, that bass sound is just like a straight sound. So, and then I think I automated it up too, like that right there. Oof, gnarly though. What is this right here? I'm curious. Oh, I think this was like a different drop idea. I was going with like some triplet idea. That's a pretty cool idea too, but I sort of like this one. And again, those reverb swishes to fill in those blank spaces. All right, cool. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe. And also, I'm very excited to announce that my Magic Racks Volume 4 is out now. I'll provide a link below of where y'all can check those out. I'm really stoked on how these turned out. Like if I just show y'all this thing real quick, I'm just gonna play like a saw wave. Yeah, just a saw wave here in Serum. And I'm going to flip through some of these presets. So gnarly. Oof. Oh, I love this one. So cool. All right, well, if y'all enjoyed this, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe. And once again, you can get the Magic Racks Volume 4 down in the description, and I have a demo there. All right, see you later. Peace, aliens.